What's up, everyone? My name is Angel Seuss, and this is Real Talk's second episode, Trans Edition. Now, for those who do not know, I have been transitioning for a little over 5 years now, but I will be making 5 years onto next month. It's crazy to think how much time has flown by so quick. Within that whole aspect of my journey and all that, I've been thinking of one particular aspect of the journey lately, and that is the aspect of seeing how the whole world around you changes as you begin to transition. I think it's heartbreaking how you have all these people around you that loved you, and suddenly they start treating you differently because you're out, you're transitioning. The amount of times I have heard "I love you," but echoed around me is mind blowing. And I think that's one of the parts that isn't talked about enough because it hurts. It hurts like hell, man. I remember when I first came out, I had to come out 8 times to my parents until eventually I just gave up and I said, listen, either they're gonna accept me or they're not. I can't keep waiting around for them forever. And it's one of those things where the people around you, your loved ones, as you're transitioning and you're trying to be happy and you're trying to make these steps for yourself, because honestly, it was all for me. I didn't do it for them. I realized that it was going to be hard for everyone around me. And for a while, when I knew I was trans, I refused to come out because of those around me. But then I got to this point where I realized that I was so unhappy and it was so unfair to me. And so I started living just for myself. And throughout these last few years of me putting myself first and me trying to transition, I've realized how these people that I love, these people that like meant the world to me, growing up with family is everything. I realized just how much things began to change and how they started treating me differently, subconsciously or not. The words, "Oh, I love you," but kept being told to me, and I was expected to get over it. I was expected to pretend like it wasn't hurting. I was expected to just shrug my shoulders and move on. And the truth of it is, it hurt like hell to hear each and every time, because you realize that just this one thing, it just changed the way they treated you, changed the way they looked at you, and it hurts because no one wants to hear those words, "I love you," but what? Like, clearly I'm still angered by it, and because it hurts, and it's like this inner conflict within yourself of trying to be the bigger person and not trying to let it affect you and trying to like move on and be the best you. But the truth of the matter is it hurts. It hurts like hell staring at these people you love and seeing the way they changed you. And it sucks that it's not talked about enough, so you begin to feel so lonely. It's this very lonesome feeling that you have to deal with, this inner conflict. And I think it should be talked about more. Like, why isn't it talked about more? I get it though, like this whole transitioning journey is a very, very much vulnerable journey. So I guess maybe that's why none of us talk about it often. But because it's so vulnerable and because no one talks about it, there are a lot of days and moments that you just feel alone in this world. You feel like no one understands you. You feel like everyone's against you. And it just makes the whole transitioning that much harder, feeling so alone. Which is why I think I wanted to talk about this. Because if you are transitioning and you're feeling this, maybe listening to me talk about this, now you know you're not alone. I feel it. There's probably others that feel it as well. And if you're an ally and you know someone who's transitioning, it's good that you're listening to this, because I get it. While we're transitioning, you have no idea what we're going through. This is part of it. That very lonesome, hurting feelings, the realizing how the world around you is changing and not understanding why everyone's treating you differently all of a sudden. Like, I get it why, but at the same time, like, you don't get why, because I haven't changed. Theoretically, I'm still the same person. I'm just happier now. So how do you start treating me differently? How do you start distancing yourself around me? Like, Yep, lonesome. It hurts. I don't know. I clearly I still struggle with the mindset. You know, I love my family. I love the people around me. I'm very family oriented. But hearing those words and seeing the way they treat me differently, it breaks my heart. And it just makes being around them harder. And I feel like they don't realize that. And then I feel like I'm put against a wall where I have to make this decision whether I keep surrounding myself around them and possibly half the time be hurting, but half the time actually feel happy and loved. It's it's rough because the only other alternative is what, walk away from everyone, and then I really am lonely. I don't know. It's rough. It's hard. Even 5 years out, I feel very alone on most days. It sucks. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to vent a little. All right, I guess that's it.